Welcome back once again, everyone. The Rippaverse continues to see amazing success to the point now that it's blown past $3 million in less than 2 weeks. If this pace continues, it's going to just dominate all things. This is probably the biggest news in comics right now, even though you still won't see any of these sites like CBR and them covering it because they have to try and hide this as much as possible. It permanently destroys any and everything that they have going about what they want to push as important. Now, colorist Gabe Eltaeb and his thoughts on what's happening. Now, in this article from Bounding into Comics, Rippaverse colorist Gabe Eltaeb thanks Superman Son of Kal-El writer Tom Taylor for being a phony and a racist SJW and inspiring him to leave DC Comics. Let's see what this is about. In light of the Rippaverse successful launch campaign, ISOM series colorist Gabe Eltaeb has given thanks to his former DC Comics collaborator and Superman Son of Kal-El writer Tom Taylor for being a phony and a racist SJW and inspiring him to leave the publisher to make non-woke art with Eric July. Considering the success, you really have to thank him. Taking to Twitter on July 11th, shortly after the campaign for the debut issue of the July-written Eltaeb, Chris Richards, and Eric Weathers illustrated ISOM went live, the colorist proudly promoted the crowdfunding effort by asserting to his followers, "Having the courage to leave DC Comics is one of the best things I've ever done, and I am proud that in a world most fear what others think, I had the bravery to go against the woke grain. Eric July, DC Comics, loss is your gain. ISOM is a hit. I'm so happy to make this non-woke art." Considering the art looks really good. Yeah. Eric July, DC Comics, loss is your gain, right. Referencing his own departure from DC Comics following their decision to update Superman's mission from fighting for truth, justice, and the American way to instead fighting for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, ISOM is a hit. I'm so happy to make this non-woke art. Yeah, because for some reason, DC thinks this is the kind of nonsense people want to see. This is the kind of nonsense people want to see. Let's have baby Superman and his boyfriend here flying around. That's what people want. I've said it before, I'll say it again. What Tom Taylor has done to John Kent is criminal. He's going to go down in history as one of the worst, if not the worst, Superman writer ever. They did absolutely nothing to build up John Kent as a character. What Tom Taylor has spent the last probably not 11 months or so doing is telling a gay Superman story about Jay Nakamura, who's actually a terrorist, and putting John Kent in the background while let's continue to push this whole nonsensical angle and destroying it. I said it in a video before. He said that him not fighting supervillains is much braver than anything else. So you know what I'm doing. Sharing a YouTube video recounting his thoughts on leaving DC Comics and finding even further levels of success with July, Eltaeb declared to his fans, "Be a man and confront fear. We have to. I walked away from DC Comics to stand up to woke garbage. Power to you, brother. You can stand up too. I could not ask for better friends to fight the good fight. Guys like Eric July, Real Dean Kane, and DWM Sat, D1, I can't remember how to put it, and Ethan Van Sciver." As the Rippaverse campaign began to take off at record speeds, Eltaeb later returned to Twitter to give thanks to Taylor, for whom he color scripted on the aforementioned Superman Son of Kal-El immediately prior to his exit from DC Comics. This is what he wrote. I'd like to thank Tom Taylor for being a phony and a racist SJW. If it wasn't for his bad writing and insulting take on Superman, I might have stayed at DC Comics. Insulting take on Superman could not be more right. What Tom, I said before, what Tom Taylor has continued to do is just criminal. I'm more free than ever. I have more money than ever, and I couldn't have done it without you, Tommy. Yeah, because Eric July said that he's paying his staff more than DC and Marvel are paying their own, because Marvel and DC apparently don't pay people anything close to a good wage apparently, but he is doing it. Because the amount of worthy comics we get now, I wonder if it's paying people by the letter or something. In one particular notable exchange that resulted from Eltaeb's initial assertion after his opening tweet was met with a response of, "And who are you?" Yes, some maxi bun, and look, of course, had to have some rainbow-colored flag next to it. What Eltaeb replied was, "I'm a guy that has worked on the biggest properties in the world with great success. My work is in movies, TV, and video games. Literally the elite of the elite. I made a comic that is smashing world records for indie books as you read this. What did you do today?" Yeah, because they always come out to attack you. And they did that with him when he initially left DC Comics. And anytime now you have the courage to stand up and put out there and say, "Listen, I am proud of what I am doing. I am saying that, while I was at DC, there was a lot of garbage going on that I am not happy with." They come out to attack you because as far as they are concerned, only they must use Twitter. Only these people must use Twitter to attack everybody, and nobody mustn't say anything. This is why anytime they put out stupid tweets and people come back in retaliation and call them out on it, they block off all responses, because as far as they're concerned, nobody must say anything to them. They must live in their own world and put out anything else at all. And when you stand up to them like this, it becomes a problem. Somebody else found out who you were and honestly pretty disappointed by the first impressions you're giving me here. Yeah, because, okay, I'm saying I may not have said exactly how he put it, but I was not working there. I don't know the stress this man was under. I don't know the problems that he had to deal with. And maybe this is just his way of just actually venting for once and saying, "Listen, I am proud of what I am doing. I'm calling out what happened," because people attacked him online when he chose to leave DC initially, and he stated it quite clearly why he left. People attacked him online. I don't think he responded too heavily to that, but now that he's feeling confident in doing something that he enjoys, no, that's a problem now. So what did he respond and say? "I'm not here to be validated by anyone. Don't need it. That's for the weak and the narcissistic." Pretty true. "If I can do anything, I want to ensure people to be brave and achieve. As of writing, ISO #1 campaign has currently raised, well, it's gone way past that now. It's gone way past that. Right? They have a little breakdown of what it is in the make here. Okay. But what I want to point out here is that people are tired of this nonsense. They are very, very, very tired of all this woke garbage. And the fact that Gabe Eltaeb will come out and say that, he thanks them for leaving, because him deciding to leave Superman after what Tom Taylor is doing to it may very well have been a damn good choice for him. Because as it stands right now, Comic-Con is going on, and DC does not have a booth at Comic-Con. First time in probably ever. They don't have a booth at Comic-Con. Because this Warner Discovery, whoever's controlling it, didn't see the point in spending money for that. And they're right. It may be harsh to say, but they're right. Why would they spend money on something that is constantly failing. Look at DC Comics numbers. Look at it. Look at what they put out and try to tell people that this is somehow what it is everybody wants to see. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Whatever Gabe Eltaeb's thoughts are on this are his business, but what I can say quite clearly, what I can quite clearly agree on, and what he said is that Tom Taylor is destroying Superman. That's what he's doing. His Son of Kal-El Superman thing is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think the last 2 issues that came out, nobody did any kind of reviews for it. Well, I don't read that nonsense, I guess, but I know some people who do reviews for comics and things online. I check them out. Nobody that I could find did a review for it. Nobody. People are sick of it because they've come to the realization that, you are not telling actual stories. What you're telling is pushing some kind of boys love nonsense that nobody wants to see. The next big thing that you have him tackling is going to be, homophobia and bigotry. People want to read comics and actually enjoy what they're reading. When you have all these SJWs and everything telling you that everything that came before was wrong and what they're doing now is right, what do you expect? Once again, Rippaverse continues to blow up. The man has his say, he has his say. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.